Hello and welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm your host, Ian Duncan. My pronouns are he, him, any, and I am playing... Who am I playing? It's 1 second, it's been a month. And I am playing Yasher Engel, the occultist, enthusiast, and Necronomicon aficionado. His pronouns are he, him, and to play along with me, please welcome Xavier Trudeau-Deschênes.
Hello, I'm Xavier, he, him, and I play Aline Lévesque, the photographer, the historically accurate photographer.
Historically accurate with a beautiful name. Let's see how many ways I can pronounce it wrong in this episode.
Do it.
Are you keeping track, Xavier?
No. As soon as it hits one, I'm like, okay. I'm not telling him.
You just have a tally. Which character mispronounces your name the most is getting betrayed at the end of the campaign.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. The score is hard to beat right now. But if anyone could do it, it would be Karen Huesman.
Wait, why am I the one that mispronounced his name?
You know, sometimes I just gotta segue, and that's the way it is.
Hi, I am Karen, and today I am playing Melody Thompson, who is a psychic, but not a psychic right now, witchy type person.
Hey, just because your ghost familiar is dead, doesn't not make you a psychic. You're still a psychic.
Well, I mean, technically, he was dead the whole time.
It's like double dog dead now?
Yeah, do we double dog dead, ghost dead? How does that work? And you would think the thickness of Call of Cthulhu rulebook would certainly have a rule for that.
That has to be, right?
For all of the rules, he's here to break them. Please welcome Zach Clark.
Oh, thank you so much. What's up, everyone? My name is Zach, he, him, and I'll be playing Razz McClay, the criminal gun mall, he, him.
I think he's about to meet someone very important in his life. I think we're all about to meet something very important in his life.
I've been thinking about this moment. It's hard to know what to do in the moment. I gotta feel it. There's so many different ways I can take it. We're just gonna have to, I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. Because no one has put us in a more stressful situation than the keeper of this Call of Cthulhu campaign that we are playing. Please welcome Susan Spenader.
Hi, you're right. We're all running this. But I'm Susan Spenader. I am the keeper of arcane knowledge. My pronouns are she, her, any, and all, for I am the voice of everything and nothing. I embody the whispers in the dark and the secrets untold and the ever-present watchers. And yes, they are watching you right now.
Even you, dear listener. Don't look behind you.
Yeah,
or rather
don't look.
Do.
And don't think about them either. That gives them power.
Don't acknowledge them.
Always in the corner of your eye, waving in the mirror, banging on it, trying to get your attention.
Oh no, it's Goth Ian!
No one's going to get that. No one's going to understand that reference.
Don't you love how I left it on a cliffhanger and then was like, I can't record for a month, bye guys.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, it's been a minute since we've played, and the event that we left on was incredibly shocking, incredibly bloody, and has left us down a character in our story. Now, don't worry, as you probably realize, Jamie is not here with us. Well, she's not here in the call with us.
She's not
She
dead.
is-
She's not dead.
She's here
Susan took care of
with
her in
us in
real
this
life, too.
mortal coil, yes.
Oh yeah,
She's-
did I forget to tell you if you die in game, you die in real life?
I sent someone.
God, I've been waiting for that. God, please. Please.
Oh no, Gothian, get out here.
Neat little app like DoorDash, but it's Assassin Dash.
Yes, Jamie may come back to us for this campaign. We'll have to see, but at least for the time being, she is at home doing stuff with her family, and new members of her family. So we celebrate her for that, and we're just gonna keep. Actually, I think Jamie had the right idea. Like after what happened last session, you're just like totally messing with our minds. And the stress is real high. So I am both terrified and excited to get into that. So, Susan, please take us away.
The early morning sun casts a pale light through a snowy haze outside, creating a stark contrast with the dark, warm interior of the Whispering Teapot Inn's dining room. The serenity of winter morning is shattered by a sudden, violent crack of gunfire. The camera begins with the faces of the party, capturing their raw emotions, confusion, horror, and disbelief. Seated near the dining room windows, two tables pushed together, they form a stark tableau against a chaotic backdrop. Each face tells its own story: a world-weary, short-haired woman, her eyes wide with shock; a pitiful, timid-looking man, his face ashen with fear and exhaustion; a grizzled, dark-skinned man, slightly unshaven, his sharp eyes darting around in a smart-looking zoot suit; and a pretty young woman with long, dark hair, her blazer slightly too large, her expression frozen in a mix of horror and sadness. As the camera pulls back, the scene unfolds. The once bustling dining room, filled with patrons enjoying their breakfast, is now a maelstrom of panic and chaos. People scream, chairs topple, and plates shatter as diners dive for cover and scramble to flee. Some hide under tables, others press themselves against the walls, eyes wide with terror. Several dozen citizens scatter, their minds grasping for safety in the midst of unimaginable violence. Amidst the turmoil, the camera returns to the party, still sitting motionless, their minds reeling from the shock of what they just witnessed. At the center of their shared horror lies their fellow party member and friend, Mabel. She is slumped across the table, a grotesque hole in her head, her blood pooling around her, mingling with the shards of glass from the shattered window. Time seems to stand still as the investigators process this grim scene before them. The world outside remains eerily quiet, the snow continuing to fall in surreal contrast to the bloodshed within. Everybody roll for sanity.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh no!
Yeah, sure, pull it together.
I rolled 100, which is the worst you could roll. That is the natural one of the Call of Cthulhu system. So that is a crit, and we must respect that crit.
Oh,
I mean, I've never seen 100 on a D100. You should.
That sounds bad.
On this table, it looks so bad.
This table also comes with little red skulls when you roll a 100 on the D100. That's a real nice touch.
oh yeah, really adds to it.
You get two little skulls.
So since Yasher and Razz got the highest sanity checks, I think we're going to create, since I love creating things in this campaign, doing it already, we're creating the first Scooby-Doo Shaggy moment.
Oh my gosh.
Each with his arms, just completely freaked
Trauma
out.
bonding.
Ruh-roh.
I'll be Scoob.
You just jump in Yasher's arms, and it's like you cannot hold the weight of another human being in him.
Aline's fine though. Aline's saved.
Aline's fine.
all
She's seen this
good.
before.
Seen this before, but she has. Yeah, I guess she has.
The horrors of photojournalism, for sure.
Since Aline was the only person to succeed this check, you got to have a witty quip ready for us, right? Like, I would have ordered the pancakes, or I won't have what she's having. Oh shit! Here we go again.
So, Aline, you lose one sanity because someone was just shot in front of you.
That's fair.
Razz and Melody, could you roll a 1d6 for me? And then Yasher, could you roll a 1d6 plus 3 for me?
Okay, 6.
Okay.
It's not.
Could have been a lot worse.
So
Yeah.
there will be insanity though, because when you lose 4 or more points, it results in insanity. And not just a temporary bout, not just a jump in a fright, but first let's resolve Aline's. Could you roll a d6 for me just to see how you react?
4.
Oh wow, this seems to be your go-to. involuntary combat action.
Hell yeah. I flip the table to take cover behind it.
Nice. Yes.
But I mean, like, just pushing Mabel down on the ground.
Just slump,
I guess.
face first. Oh my god.
Like, just instincts.
Yeah, like that's your second time you've had that. Like, you're just combative right away.
Yeah, that happened this morning when I got out of bed, right? I
Yeah.
threw a lamp on the wall.
You're just
been a rough
very,
day.
like, punchy.
I guess we'll find out, yeah.
Aline's from Canada, right? Not from like the depths of a New York ghetto. How is she just ready for this?
Can you roll a d6 for me as well? You just have a moment.
Me? But I'm Razz.
Yes. Yeah, Razz.
Right.
But I'm Razz.
That means nothing nowadays.
That used to mean something.
You jump in fright.
Like that.
In Yasher's arms.
There we go.
As we've established.
Yeah.
Okay, so Melody, I'm gonna have you roll. Could you roll an intelligence roll for me? You actually want to fail.
I actually
You do not want to succeed.
Okay.
Because the terror of this, you don't want to be able to comprehend it. You don't want your brain to process what you just saw. You completely comprehend what just happened.
Okay, right.
Oh no.
There's just like splatter across your face. She's like, oh god.
Oh, you did the long division on it.
You got a piece of brain on your face.
No!
I've got a new ghost friend to talk to.
Oh my god.
I was thinking that. I was thinking, how would we bring her back into this campaign? There is an open ghost slot for a ghost
Yeah,
nabbing.
there, yeah. That's wide open, baby.
Okay, and then Yasher, you comprehend. That's what your extreme failure gets you. You comprehend.
I really fucking comprehend.
Yes.
I've got it all over my face. That's how much I
You have
comprehend.
more brain. Okay, Melody doesn't, but Yasher has brain matter on his face.
Does Yasher just go?
Because he was like right across.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
this
just
is morning
beans?
strawberries.
yeah. He touches his lips. It's like in his mouth a little bit, and he's like, oh.
Okay, so let's see how long your temporary insanity lasts, Melody and Yasher. That would be a 1d10. So that's how many hours.
Okay.
So Melody rolled a 2, so you will have a temporary bout of madness for 2 hours, and Yasher for 8. Melody, could you roll a d10 for me? Okay, the women in this party are very punchy.
Oh no.
Yeah. Join the club.
Violence. A red mist descends upon the investigator and they explode in a spree of uncontrolled violence and destruction directed at your surroundings, allies and foes alike.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's different.
Yasher, could you roll a d10 for me?
2.
The investigator suffers a psychosomatic blindness, deafness, or loss of use of one of your limbs for 1d10 rounds.
Gotcha.
Let's roll a d6 to figure out blindness, deafness, or loss of limb.
A 5.
Okay, you're deaf.
Great. Sounds good. Well, sounds like nothing, actually.
Sounds like tinnitus. You just got a ringing in your ear from the explosion.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Brain matter in the ear.
Yeah.
So now I will let you guys take it away.
Holy. Well, how do you take it away?
I mean, you light the scene on fire.
Well-
you blow it on a little gasoline. Take it away.
Yeah, I don't have to deal with this. You guys deal with this.
Is Razz's wife, Louise, in the room?
There is nobody in the room. The shot came from outside the window.
Oh, so it's just there's no way to tell who's out there.
There are people in the room. I could have you roll though if you want to look.
I'll take a peek. Razz is darting around with his shifty eyes.
I mean, not even roll. Like you're looking, but maybe just have the wherewithal in all this chaos, and you do have a little bit about the madness. I'm gonna say just spot hidden. They're not. Whoever shot you is not necessarily hidden. It's just that for you to catch them in time. Oh my goodness.
Eyes are darting around.
Extreme success. Okay. You look outside almost immediately after you regain your composure pretty quickly because you are always on edge. You're pretty much always on edge. But no, outside you see 2 goons who you do recognize with your extreme success. They are There's Harcourt Lawson. He's just one of the goons that always follows around your wife. And then Maddie Parker, another goon. And that's super loyal to Louisa. So, you know, if Maddie's in town, then Louisa's in town.
I can do the long division on that one. And it'll just kind of dawn. It just all kind of click, just seeing their faces. We gotta get the hell out of here. Now.
It looks like they're arguing in the middle of an argument. Like, the gun's down at the street now, and it looks like they're, like, because of your extreme success, you could ascertain, like, you could even, like, make out the end of the conversation between them, and it's like, what do we do? Try again or scram? And then the other one goes, we ain't got time for a second shot. We gotta get out of here and lay low. We'll deal with Razz later. And then they get out of there.
Razz will just kind of look at the body of Miss McIntyre like a broken vase that he accidentally dropped. He just doesn't know what to do with, because he's so grateful to her and the opportunity she gave him, but now she's dead instantly, and he's still alive and he has to make a decision. So he just looks at everyone still in his retinue and he says, we gotta get the hell out of here, guys, all of us, now.
I picture Aline's back being to the wall. The table she just flipped, like back to it, like kind of like head in her hands, like ducking and covering herself, nodding emphatically to Razz, and sort of like on all fours on the ground, trying to recover the fallen journal from Mabel, like the bloody journal. Just like finds it, stashes it, and then kind of like starts heading the same direction Razz would be.
I think Yasher is frozen. Like, all muscles tense and just, like, gripping his chair and, like, completely, like, wide-eyed, like, deer in headlights. Like, this is the fainting goat syndrome, you know, where it's just, like, he can't move. And he can't hear anything.
Oh, he can't hear. Oh, wow. That's right.
I'm wondering if there's anybody who was, like, even like the server boy or something, like anybody who was like standing near the table.
Just punch Yasher.
Punch.
Yeah. There's probably like a fellow patron running by, and then
so I think like the movement will trigger her, and then she'll just get up and just like try to shove him out of the way or something.
I have an idea of who I want this to be, but I don't want to just choose it. So could you roll a d6 for me?
Sure.
Oh, that's interesting. There's this older looking man.
Oh no!
Hello.
Oh no. Okay, so it's an older looking man. He's wearing black. You see he's wearing black, all black, and he has salt and pepper hair, but mostly is salt, a goatee, and then a beard going on the side of his face. So could you just roll to a fighting brawl to overpower him?
See if you kill him instantly. Break his hip and his spine.
I'm gonna let you know, it's not great, so the chances of succeeding are very low.
Against this old man?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you don't get it, but let me just see if he fails worse than you, then you you overpower him.
That poor man.
It's not graceful, though. It's like Melody overpowering a senior citizen. Like, it's just not. It's like, oh.
And then once the red mist descends, you notice that he has a clergy collar.
Oh no!
As he's falling to the ground, he's kissing his Jesus piece.
And he's like, yo, young lady, come, we have to get out of here. We have to get out of here. And he goes to grab you, like, he's
The hero.
He already has forgiven you.
Have you punched anybody yet? I'm just asking.
Yeah, it was fairly short. It was just like 12 seconds. And he's like, oh, young lady, come on. Let's get out of here in case they shoot again.
And she'll like turn to the group like, let's go.
Yeah, in 12 seconds, I picture Aline already being at the door, kind of like looking back, seeing everybody still at the table or around it, like shrugging and just motioning people to come with. Especially Yasher, like unmoving.
Yeah, he's stuck there.
I think Aline would go back to like tug on his collar to like bring him outside. Like pull with the chair.
If you come up and grab him, he will follow you like a wet noodle. No resistance whatsoever.
Okay, and then once you all are outside, there is people running. There's slightly a crowd outside. You know, the dumb people who are like, "Ooh, what happened?" You know, like there was a gunshot coming and they're not like fleeing the scene. There's a bunch of people running away. There's people cry. There's tons of crying. Oh my God! Did you see her head exploded? And then the father, the member of the clergy, he leads you outside and he starts to direct people. He's like, "Get to the church. We'll all be safe there." He tries to direct you guys that way too.
Yeah, I think we should all go. It's probably the safest place. Let's go.
Could Razz make a stealth check to kind of blend into the crowd?
Yeah.
As we're like making our way to that church, just to try to like, just in case they're like tailing us, because he's the target, so he's trying to use his criminal expertise to kind of lay low and try to rat his way out.
Yes. You blend into the crowd seamlessly. There has never been someone so much part of a crowd as you are.
Just put a different hat.
Yeah.
Backup hat.
Oh yeah, you probably grab someone else's hat and like switch it. So you head towards St. Agnes Cathedral. Its doors are wide open. So the father leads everybody in and makes sure everybody makes it in. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna go get the police and make sure everything's okay. You all should be safe here. I will close the doors behind me, not locked, but you will be safe. I'll be right back. And then he goes to seemingly get the cops. But you are in a welcoming church. There are big stained glass windows where the light's filtering in the morning. It's bathed in a soft light streaming through the stained glass windows. It casts colorful patterns across the polished wooden floors. The pews are adorned with plush cushions, so they offer a comfortable place for you all to sit. At the front of the church is a wooden pulpit. It stands tall, bringing all the attention there. It's almost like the light shining on that as well. There seems to be a table along the wall where there would be what was the beginnings of like a finger food and coffee for anybody with the wherewithal to remember. There was going to be an afternoon service, and on the agenda it said warm coffee and snacks were going to be available, so that's probably what was going to be set up. And that it's not there yet though.
I presume it's Christian, like it's a Christian church style.
It is a Catholic church.
Oh,
and you could tell the father was wearing the white collar and he was wearing the black.
Right. Well, Aline, as soon as she walks in, will kind of be in her own headspace, and we'll go through the motions. She'll kind of like under her breath, like Jésus, Marie, Joseph, je vous salue Marie, pleine de grâce. And she'll go to like one of the holy water basins to like dip her waters in, and I just see like a little like puff or cloud of like blood dissipating in the water as she like has her, like she notices her own hands being like stained with the notebook, the blood on the notebook or something, and like she'll still like do the cross motion, and then she'll go to one of the pews. Is that the word? That's one of the weirdest words in English language. Pew. And she'll get to her knees and pray in silence, kind of like in her own space for the time being.
I will say that we've already established that Yashir probably was sitting right across from Mabel, so he is a gory mess. I know Melody was sitting right next to Mabel, so you probably have your fair share of blood. Aline and Razz probably have splatters on them, but Aline accumulated most of the blood from picking up the notebook.
Where am I going to clean my zoot suit?
It'll be clean tomorrow.
Is there anyone else who like is like church affiliated in the area? Like anybody in some robes or something like that?
Or are we alone as well?
Some vestments. Are there any altar boys?
There would be an altar boy here probably setting up for the service that afternoon. And then he's probably now like, oh my God, there's people in blood here. There's people crying. So he's probably like, he put down the coffee that he was making and is like,
is this our Sister Act episode? Where we hide in the church from the shooters?
Oh my God. I forgot about that. Melody's gonna grab the attention of this altar boy and ask him to go get some, like a pail of water or something. Maybe some cloths.
Yes, of course. I will. How's Yasher?
He's kind of been a zombie this whole time. Like, he's just kind of like followed the flow of the crowd, and he's in the church, but he's so shell-shocked. He's covered in gore. Like, I just imagine like I imagine like whatever the trajectory of the bullet like sprayed the majority of brain and viscera onto his like face and chest. And so he's just like dripping in Mabel's brains basically. And he just like, I think he just like sits down in one of the the closest pew and just like stares into the middle distance.
As you get to the church, that's when you slowly start to regain your hearing. You guys probably got there pretty quickly, so less than a minute. And then the sound starts coming back to you.
Oh, I didn't get any chance to do any bits where I'm like, huh? Huh?
We should have went on for 8 hours.
There will be plenty of opportunities.
Sure.
As the sound returns, it like sort of becomes this like reverberant talking and whispering and very loud, and it's just sort of like sound is bouncing around and like filling this space, filling his head, you know. There's just a lot. Where there was one singular sound that was very sharp and exploded his hearing, it's slowly coming back and just expanding like a big cloud.
There is a hush reverence in this place, so even the crying and the sniffling is subdued. As the altar boy comes back, he comes back with a jug of water and towels, and he hands it to Yasher, and he actually offers to help you because there's just so much. There's like, okay, let me know if this is too much, but this is how my brain operates. I could really picture it. He goes to like pick up a piece of a skull that's on your shoulder, and you could see hair still attached to it, and it's bloodied, and he starts to take that off of Yasher.
100%, yeah.
She did have strong follicles.
So he picks off these pieces of Mabel from Yasher and helps to get the brain and the visceral, everything. At one point, he probably even almost throws up in his mouth. Like,
great.
He has to like, but he's trying to help. He has to turn away for a moment and then come back. There's no large chunks on you anymore. And he leaves you with a clean towel.
Yeah, Yasher gets out a very meek, like, thank you. And then he wonders, because if this is regular water or holy water.
Have you just been baptized?
Yeah, is it consecrated or not?
Razz, you are one with the crowd, but you are in the church.
And, at this point, some time has passed, and everyone's starting to come down a bit, so he's going to just kind of gather everyone into like a more somber, spacious area of their church, so they kind of have a conversation.
We all cram into a confession booth.
It is a Catholic church.
Yeah, you could.
Or like in one of the corners where they keep like the prayer candles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's neat. It's a good scene.
You're tapping into my childhood. My mom was Catholic, but I haven't been in forever. Okay, so there's like this entryway where you can anoint yourself, but there's also benches and candles along the entryway, and there's pillars blocking that. And then there's the rows of pews. So there's like a lobby and then the proper church. Whoa, that unlocked a memory. So I guess you guys could gather in the lobby. There are benches there.
So we're all gathered here. Razz just kind of tries to usher everyone into like a circular huddle so he can speak more quietly than he's usually used to. And he's just gonna, it's gonna be hard for him to try to get out the words. It's gonna take a few tries, but eventually he's just gonna go, everyone, we are in some deep shit. And what happened to Miss McIntyre, it's pretty much my fault. I didn't see it coming. She was a dear friend of mine, and I made a mistake. It's hard for me to admit that. I'm usually a pretty solid guy who doesn't make mistakes, but I've I didn't expect it, and all I can say to you guys is I'm sorry. We lost someone truly special, and if we're not careful, all of us, every single one of us, is going to be next. The person who shot Miss McIntyre belongs to a gang, and the leader of that gang is my lovely firecracker of a soul wife, whose name's Louise.
Aline turns around the notebook, sort of points at the last entry in the journal saying Louise and goons in town, Razz, be care, and then there's a blood splatter on top of it.
You got me. I can't explain their connection, how she knew she was going to be here.
Aline will bring her finger just one line higher in the notebook, and it reads, died thousands of different ways, didn't change anything. And we'll tap it. Do any of you believe this?
That's what I'm getting at. An hour ago, I thought what Melody and Mabel were always talking about was just mumble jumbo, but I didn't believe any of it, but something is not right. And he's gonna turn to Melody. Mabel was on to something, wasn't she?
I truly don't know what is going on. It has to be true, because if it's not true, then she's really, really dead. And I can't believe that. You see her eyes are starting to get a little glassy, like she's trying not to break down.
Then let's all operate under the assumption that this is true. I don't know what you want to do with this. It says here, don't eat the pancakes. I don't know if that's related to how we died yesterday. I don't think did we eat pancakes this morning? I don't remember.
No, she very specifically would not let us eat the pancakes.
I think we should all take some time to memorize these pages, because I don't know if this book is going to be there tomorrow. I can try to take a picture of the pages, because Yashar's photo with the lion is still in my roll, but I don't have any other idea. It says here in big letters, cult, exclamation mark. If Mabel was onto a cult, then maybe the names that are written in this page are people we should be talking to.
So you're telling me you think my wife is in a cult? I've known this woman almost half my life. She's never done anything weird. Sure, she's been bloodthirsty. She's been hardened from the streets. She's been tough. She had to make her own way in life. She can be brutal, but she's never been like that. Why is she here?
I don't know, Razz. I don't think Mabel was implying she was part of the cult, but seeing that the trains are not running, we're trapped with your wife here trying to solve this question. Every morning, we're gonna need to exit through the kitchen back door because of your wife.
It's like you just insulted him. His face just goes somber and sour when you say we're gonna be stuck here with your wife perpetually. Then Razz is just gonna have an outburst. He's gonna say, well, if that's the case, why don't we just die right now and wait for tomorrow, and maybe Mabel will be back. She always has all the answers. And he'll cross his arms and just plop down to the ground. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yashar is just kind of looking in the middle distance, and he says, just very quietly, wards. There's wards all over the town, on all kinds of buildings, especially on the Founder's Mansion. There's wards of protection.
From the fetal position, Razz will say, those are called signs, Yashar.
You can see these symbols. They're all over.
Is this place safe, Yashar? Is there a ward on this church?
He looks to the doorway. Can you see the door from the vestibule?
Yes. I hate having you roll all the time.
I mean, I'll do whatever.
As you're
you
really
want.
looking for it, you do see one, because you know what you're looking for. And
Okay.
You're right there.
Then yeah, he points up above the door, and there's some strange symbol. I don't know if we're safe, but there's one.
And Razz disbelievingly will just look up, dawning on the realization like he just was proven wrong. Oh, they are everywhere.
Betty. I think she'll know more.
Who's Betty?
She runs the Enchanted Quill.
Somehow Mabel knew they were involved as well. They're around her web of cultery. We should look into it then, if we don't get shot before.
Well, about that, Razz on cue will kind of, like it just dawned on him, he remembered, will go like around the corner of like the area we are, like there's just like a big black box that he's been hiding since he got there, and Mabel knew what it was, but he's gonna bring it out. This might be a reason why my lovely wife is just so steamed at me, and I just thought I'd share it with you all so you understand why we're in such a dangerous predicament. And he'll pop it open and you'll see like a really nasty gun.
You have in your possession a 38 revolver, a 45 revolver, a model P08 Luger, and a Tommy gun.
It's a lot of guns.
Yes, sir, Yasher. Yes, sir. Well, at the time I thought I needed it. I was on bodyguard duty. I wanted to get out. Me and the wife were having, bedroom troubles. You know how that is. And I just struck out on my own. And I took some goodies with me. And they were the wrong goodies to take. You want to hold it?
No.
I'll be honest. I think the shot that hit Miss McIntyre was meant for me.
Is she hunting you?
Hey, hunting is such an archaic way to put it. Yasher, you're a sophisticated guy. She is just after things that I took without her permission, and she is of the fire of brimstone stock. She is very of retribution. My lovely lady brought her best enforcer, a woman named Maddie. Great shot. She is always up for the task, and whatever Louise wants, she will do to a T and do it twice over. So we can delegate in this lovely church, but if we want these folks safe, we got to be on the move, and we have a plan. And we might have to use these puppies. And Razz will gesture towards Yasher again to hold his baby.
He pushes the gun away from him. He's like, or we just get away from you.
Well, now that hurts, Yasher.
All of this, and he gestures to all the blood staining his stuff. This is meant for you.
I understand that, but if you left, Yasher, would you consider that it would hurt my feelings?
He looks at everyone exasperated, what?
Guys, we're losing morale here. All right? We're talking like we already lost this thing here. All we have to do is gather our wits about us, think about our next move together, looking at you, Melody, together. I just feel like it's safer together. And think about it this way, Yasher. Even today, they already saw you guys with me. They already know we're two peas in a pod. If you go somewhere without me, they're just gonna tie you up and get me to come to them using you. Don't you want to stay with me and with this right here? And he's gonna pat his Tommy gun.
Yasher puts a finger to his lips and then
A little brain matter.
Yeah, a little brain matter on it. He's like, oh, no. Don't do that.
We take today on the nose, we take our punishment, and we wake up tomorrow better off, and we have Mabel, and now she can think for us. I for one, prefer it that way.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to ever forget Mabel's brains exploding out from her head.
I can't get the taste out of my mouth.
I'm gonna get a coffee.
Did she know about this before we came here? She obviously figured some stuff out in her 1,000 times of dying, but did she know about your situation before you guys traveled here?
She knew about my wife, but Mr. Roger McIntyre, her father, dealt with Louise's, my wife's father, and that's where the connection comes from, through Mr. Roger, a very powerful man. And I've made a grave mistake by not keeping his daughter alive. And I just, any which way I slice it, today is a bad day. I might just puke my guts out and hope tomorrow's better. But today's not over yet. All I can do is what I've been doing my whole life. Think of a new plan, try to execute.
So what is that? What are we doing?
You know, Yasher, you had a great point about these odd symbols. You're a smart, slim guy. You think you could do some deciphering? Somehow write down some of these? Maybe there's a code?
That would require going to the library, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting a boner just thinking about it. I could maybe decode it, but I'd need a little bit more context. Probably have to look at some of the town's history. Yeah, I could try and do some research. We could talk to Betty, find out what she might know more about it, but I can't decode it from here.
Well, gang, I think we're taking a trip.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crits, Endless Equinox. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by leaving us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or whatever platform you use. It's easy, free, and helps others learn about the show. Follow us for info, updates, and extra clips on our socials. We're on pretty much everything at Respect the Crit, or come be a part of our amazing community in our Discord. Mabel McIntyre is played by Jamie Lee Bonez, who you can find at Jamie MF Bones. Aline Lévesque is played by Xavier Trudeau-Deschênes, who you can find at Xavier TD. Melody Thompson is played by Karen Huesman, who you can find at Not So Shy Ronnie. Razz McClay is played by Zach Clark. Yasher Angle is played by me, your host, Ian Duncan, and you can find me at iDunks. Our keeper of arcane lore is Susan Spenader, who you can find at Suze Laluz. The music in this episode is provided with license or permission by a variety of talented artists, whose info and credits can be found in the episode notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to hear more of their work. The Call of Cthulhu 7th edition role-playing game is published by Chaosium Inc. And remember, whatever the system, miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and Cthulhu Fatagan. No, I was super uncool, but I learned much later on in life that people were afraid of me because I was a scary, spooky goth kid.
Oh.
So.
I love seeing pictures of goth Ian. They're great.
I have not seen any. I mean, if you're willing to share,
I don't know if they're
eyes.
out there. They're not hard to find, but I don't know if I have any, like, in my possession.
Just gotta go through all the media files that we share in that other group chat.
Well, good luck.
Is this goth Ian?
Oh, did Karen find it?
Oh my gosh.
I can't recognize you.
Right?
I cannot. I mean, I can't, but
I told you I would find it.
amazing.
Actually, my hair's shorter than that. I used to have hair down to, like, my shoulders here.
Ooh.
It was gross, actually.
Gross.
The lifestyle.
Because I was gross little teen boy with long hair.
So
Not
I'm
a
just
good
so
combination.
greasy, probably.
Yeah. Well,